Hey everyone. Okay, so today is 7 weeks. So over the last week, what have we had happen? So we on Thursday we had the first appointment with the midwife, which was really cool. So yeah, her name was Amy. I suppose going into it, Brendan and I didn't really know what we were going to be in for or how they went, with it being the first time. But yeah, she was really good. It took us just over an hour, and a lot of it, I suppose, was formalities, going through like all our details and family history, and it was quite interesting. I suppose because it's not often that you sit down and go through all the things that are wrong with each kind of family. Like there's a few things in Brennan's side that's come up through the generations, and there's a few on my side as well. But so that's quite interesting. I suppose talking about that. But yeah, and then also she gave us a little book which was really cool, and some information packs which I love. They're real good. So basically breaking down like every week of the pregnancy and what you can expect. Yeah, and just resources to look into more stuff if you want to as well, which is always good. But yeah, so another thing that we talked about as well, this, and you'll see this as we get further along, is that the natural holistic approach is obviously something that's really important to both me and Brendan. We live and breathe that every day, so we want to try and continue that through the pregnancy. So we had a bit of a talk to her about the different options for when I go into labour, whether we end up having the baby at home, and how safe that actually is, because I've read a lot of articles and studies done on it saying that there is a lot less medical intervention if the if the labour is done at home. But I suppose for myself, technically it's like a 15-minute drive from our house to the hospital, and if we ended up being in an emergency situation, I didn't want us to end up having, all that time. If we were in a hospital, I thought that it might have been faster. But she actually, I suppose, put my mind at ease with a few of these things, because she said that the doctors that would come in and help in that situation are on call, so most of the time they're at home as well, so you're looking maybe 10 to 15 minutes for them to get to the hospital anyway. So even if you are there already, you still have to wait that time. So basically, if it's from home, it should give us the same amount of time that the doctor would take to get there as it would for us, so that was positive. And also knowing that they are trained, the midwives are trained. You have two midwives that will be at the birth instead of one, just to make sure that they've two hands, one to watch baby and one to watch me as well, which is really good. And that they are trained and equipped to be able to do some of the basic or more common things that can happen, like too much blood loss and things like that. But yeah, so that made me feel a bit better about it. And saying that, we still don't really know what we're going to do, and we've still got heaps of time, so that's cool. And also we talked about the different scans and stuff like that too, because and all the vaccinations. So there's a couple during pregnancy. So one that she explained was for the flu and for us basically, and the other one was for baby, so whooping cough. That's one that baby gets 2 or 3 times as well after they've been born. It's one that we're going to look into as well, because we're very much natural and we don't vaccinate ourselves. But in saying that, at the end of the day, we're open to looking into all aspects of it, because we don't want to do anything that's going to end up harming the baby either way. So if the vaccination is going to be more harmful than potentially good, and we can do simple things like keeping baby at home and away from sick people, and that will help them to build up their immune system before being exposed to people like that, which could give them whooping cough. I don't know. We honestly haven't done enough research into it yet, but knowing when those first vaccinations will be coming up, we'll make sure we're going to do a heap of research, both me and Brendan, to have a look and see what we both feel about it, I suppose, and make an educated decision that we think is going to be best for the baby either way. But yeah, so in terms of myself, the past week's been really difficult with morning sickness, starting pretty much from when I wake up in the morning, and then I suppose I'm still feeling it now. And it's 1:15, so yeah, like it's lasting quite a while. The best time of the day for me is definitely in the afternoon, like late afternoon coming into the evening. Evenings kind of when I've been able to get a decent amount of food in, but today and the last couple of days, pretty much everything I've eaten in the morning has come straight back up again. But yeah, so that's been something that's caught me off guard, because if I'm honest about it, I have always thought that even working with preconception, like clients, helping them through their pregnancies and stuff, I've always thought that when it came to us that I could use my health, basic vitamins and minerals, exercise, all that sort of stuff to try and make the symptoms from it not so bad. And don't get me wrong, I probably haven't got it as badly as some other people do. But yeah, that's taken me by surprise because it slowed me down a lot, and also nobody knows yet too, so that makes it quite hard. We do live with family, so we're trying to, you know, as much as we want to tell them and have them included, we want everybody, you know, like Brendan's parents, my parents, our brother and sister there as well, to all be together when we tell them. So I've been trying to keep that under wraps at the same time, and I think Mum probably thinks I'm just being a little bit shitty, but yeah. So apart from that, everything else has been good, and yeah, we've both been enjoying it more and more too each week as it goes past, which is cool. And I've got a couple of different apps going that tell us how far along we are, obviously, which we know about, like what symptoms there are for mum, and then also like baby's development and all that sort of thing. So even something simple like knowing, I think it was last week actually, that that their baby's heart starts pumping as well, like pulsing, and then this week hands start forming. Like, yeah, I don't know, it sounds really weird, especially if you haven't had kids as well, but for us it's really exciting to know that all that's going on, and it makes the morning sickness a little bit better too. But yeah, so I suppose the only other thing is, because I had stopped training the last month of us trying, just to make sure that I wasn't mucking anything up, and then coincidentally we ended up getting pregnant that month as well. But so it's been 5 weeks since I have done any exercise at all. I really only did start doing like even basic walking, purely because I was being lazy, but in the last week. But so I've done a couple of walks, and then also yesterday I have started, yesterday and today, which I've just done now, I've been doing 30-minute exercise training sessions, quite light, a little bit upper body yesterday and then lower body today, but just to try and get the blood pumping and keep baby safe at the same time, but also try and, you know, keep fit and healthy, because that's going to really come into it when giving birth too. But yeah, so that's all the update for now, and yeah, we'll see you next week for 8 weeks.